ships which are in bricks are bothering to be in bricks. It doesn't seem very beneficial. But then, you know, I'm sure they have their reasons. It probably will gain them some amount of, you know, geopolitical clout. Which is usually all these things are about, right? At that level. You don't even know what BRICS is. Economic bloc of emerging countries. Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. Yeah. So, Russia, dictatorship. China, dictatorship. Brazil, terribly corrupt. India, well, we all know all the problems in India. And South Africa, ally of Iran. Like, are there any? They're not gonna. I feel like BRICS is not gonna be the thing to replace the current world order. Maybe just the power of China alone is all you need, because China is clearly the big dick player in that whole partnership, aren't they? If all those countries want to be China's bitch, they might be able to develop a new world order that way. I wouldn't hold my breath for it. Okay, good. We've only got one there. There are a few others added on in the acronym. Okay. Brazil may have crippling corruption, but at least, yeah, Brazil is like a democracy. India is a democracy. South Africa is a democracy. You know, a flawed democracy is better than no democracy, I guess, right? I just don't see BRICS having. It is probably. I don't know. It feels like it's just those democracies betraying democracy, isn't it? By joining forces with the authoritarians. All the other democracies that are out here, you know, on the side of liberal democracy, whereas these guys are just in it for themselves. Though I suppose, you know, maybe if they'd been treated better in the old world order, they wouldn't feel the need to join this new world order. They must have their reasons for it. I don't know enough about it to know exactly what those reasons are, though. Damn, we're gonna have to like connect this like this. Yeah, I'll line it up once we get the rest done. God, I love a man. America's a flawed democracy as well. Yes, increasingly flawed. I was thinking about the Hunter Biden pardoning, and it's not a big deal by itself, is it? But it is really a sign that things are going even worse in America, isn't it? That the like political accountability no longer seems to exist, and the Democrats have recognized that now. So if both sides are now going to be acting in a way where they know they'll not be held accountable for anything they do, I mean, it seems untenable, doesn't it, that the ruling class would continue to act like that? Surely people wouldn't stand for it, but maybe people will stand for it. Maybe there'll be enough bread and circuses that the peasants won't rise up. Okay, nice. I guess they wanted to challenge the Bretton Woods system. It's very hard for emerging countries, especially ones that were in debt, to develop paying IMF and World Bank. True, true. The concept of presidential pardon is dumb to begin with. It's very dumb, isn't it? I feel like presidents are stupid. Like having a having a president at all is a dumb idea. I don't think countries should have presidents. I think they should have like you shouldn't invest a huge amount of power in one person. I think any system of government where one person has a huge amount of power compared to everyone else is just asking to be abused, isn't it? You want like you want like a parliamentary system or something where sure there's a prime minister who's kind of in charge, but only because he's in charge of his party, right? He's not actually in charge. Although the voting public are kind of stupid, and because of American like cultural hegemony, people in Australia actually think they're voting for the prime minister like a president or something. So I feel like a lot of people vote like that or like talk like that, even though obviously that's not the case. And we learn it in primary school. Everyone goes to primary school. Have you forgotten what you learn in primary school? I guess some people are just too thick to remember or something. I don't know. Or they just went to a bad primary school maybe and didn't actually get taught any civics at all. Hmm. They go on low on both sides. It's probably the only way, with the current wave of populism spreading across the world. Maybe they've decided the only way for them to compete is to also be populists, which personally not a huge fan of. I don't know how we're going to cover that. Cladding, it's the only way. Put some like something like vaguely interesting on the side here. Ooh. It's as dumb as the concept of paying money to get bail. Yeah, but we don't want poor people to be able to get bail. Come on. Well, they'll start to think they have all the rights that rich people have then. Ugh. That's un-American. You're reading about it has roots in the monarchy with a clemency. What did Hunter Biden do? He didn't hurt anyone. He was just off the rails on drugs or something. Yeah, I think so. And he was doing some kind of tax evasion or like some very very standard rich person crime that probably every other rich person has done exactly the same crimes. And then they like stole his laptop and found some incriminating emails on it or something. Some bullshit. It was a big like nothing burger, right? It was a political thing where because Trump is such an obvious criminal, they wanted to be able to try to figure out some way to make it look like Biden was also a criminal and just as bad. So they trumped up a whole bunch of shit, which I can see why he would try to pardon him, especially with Trump coming in because he wouldn't want his son being used as a pawn by highly, highly political players. That kind of makes sense. Oh yeah, shit. Different textures have different amounts of sticky outiness, which is a word. Don't look it up, but it is. It was just exported from the empire to the colonies. There's so many archaic things in the Constitution, but many Americans won't hear it. Yeah, they've got a kind of religious loyalty to their Constitution, don't they? Like, but my Second Amendment rights, those are God-given rights, right? I think we know all about New Zealand because you have MMP. So it's quite common for smaller parties to pull the strings of bigger parties. You have triple coalition governments. Huh. He bought guns illegally and used drugs. Literally the only world in which Republicans are against a man buying guns is when that man is a Democrat, right? Fucking this... It's so like... It's just so transparent. They don't even try to hide how biased they are. There we go. Good. Guess we'll start it over here. Oh, this thing can't be recolored. What the? Hi. Why not? I want like something with a bit of color. I think it's probably a good idea to put some cladding on some of these things anyway. I got too many like concrete boxes in this zoo. I do intend to make less of them so boring looking, but or more of them less boring looking. Potato, patata. Voters keep having more than two opinions. What? More than two opinions? Who would have that many opinions? That's greedy. Why can't voters just have one opinion and vote every time just based on that one opinion? Don't make this its own group. Unless I already did that and forgot. I might have. That is the kind of thing I would do. Man, did I just like get it right the first time? What a genius. Oh, whoops. Alright, that's good. I think we want this over here too. Ooh, luckily we can fix that tiny 1 pixel gap there just by doing this, because there's a bit of overlap with these side bits already. Nice. So I'm not paying any. Sorry, I'm way behind. You don't think its laptop was stolen? You think it was a moron who gave it to a repair shop with that shit still on it? Yeah, but the repair shop stole it, right? Wasn't that it, right? Like, if I give my computer to a computer repair shop and then they give my computer to someone else, then the repair shop has stolen my computer and given it to someone else. They might have stolen it for a good reason. Maybe it was, they were worried about the content on it, but it doesn't like make it not stealing it. It's certainly not what you would want your repair shop to do with your laptop, right? I wouldn't want my computer to, like, a repair shop that I take my computer to just go, oh, you know what, we're gonna turn around and give this to the tax authorities or someone, whoever it is that, oh, I see, whoever it is they decide to give it to. Right. Like Gary Glitter did. Is that how they caught Gary Glitter? I didn't know that. I mean, I don't know that much about about him, other than the obvious bits. What was he? He was like, he was some 80s celebrity, right? All the 80s celebrities ended up being being kitty fiddlers. That's the only way you were allowed to be a celebrity in the 80s, I think. In the UK, at least. You had to be into that. There we go. It's very politically charged. They want to incriminate Joe Biden somehow, saying that Hunter had shady business in Ukraine, but there was no evidence of that. Yeah, it was a real political thing, right? It does make the politicians work harder, because the 3 parties in the government keep tripping each other up on policies. The only thing they agree on is they don't like the other parties. There's 6 parties in parliament. I feel like that's a good system, right? When you have more representation. I mean, it seems like it should lead to better decisions, like, because you'll get more compromises, and compromises tend to centralize the politics. Centralization is generally a good idea. It stops you from changing too quickly or from changing too slowly, both of which would be potentially detrimental. But what do I know? I'm just some guy who plays games on the internet. There we go. We're going to need a railing for this as well, but later. Got to do the best to make everyone more accountable. Yeah, true, definitely. I love an erection with a flowing bounty. So that Trump pardoned his son-in-law's father, who was actually convicted of tax evasion, and now he's appointing the guy as ambassador to France. Lucky France! Man. Yeah, America's really fucked, aren't they? Like, domestically, and also, like, they've just lost so much clout. internationally. They their reputation may be, I don't know if it's been irreparably damaged yet, but it has been very severely damaged, their reputation internationally. And it's only going to get much more damaged under the next Trump administration. So good luck, America. I don't think they'll ever reclaim their top dog spot now. They've kind of fucked themselves. Or, you know, maybe I'm not giving enough credit to the propaganda efforts of you know, America's enemies, because it's not like Trump got in there by himself, is it? It took a lot of Facebook propaganda and stuff to get people to, like, to rile up the stupid people enough to make them all vote for him, right? There we go. I think I want the thing to be there instead. Gary later took his laptop in to get repaired, and Techie couldn't help but notice it was full channel. He couldn't even repair it? What the hell? Well, I wouldn't be taking my laptop to that place. I mean, I don't own a laptop. I guess I have a Chromebook. It's not really a laptop, is it? A Chromebook. It's like a... It's a terminal for a web browser, I guess. I don't know. Not much more than that. We can't rotate that, can we? Okay, that's fine. He was a singer. Ah, okay. I've never heard any of his songs. Well, maybe I have. Was he any good? I mean, Michael Jackson diddled a lot of kids, and he was a great singer. So you can be an awful person and a good singer at the same time. I assume he doesn't get any royalties in prison. Maybe he still does. Is he even alive still, or did he die in prison? I refuse to associate with anyone under 25. I don't want to be accused of anything. It's like is the bot sentient? We're talking about Gary Glitter and it comes out with that. Whoops. Their policy is so fucked. They're mostly concerned about the environment, because when they say fuck off to climate change, the rest of the world might... Yeah. Yeah, it's quite a big problem. Well, luckily, China is actually pretty good on that. I mean... The world as it currently is, I think China is a better world leader than America. Which is really a sad sad thing to say, because it shows how shit America is currently. But I think, you know, the EU is probably the best hope the world has right now for getting any better as a place to live. Whoops. Is it that much? No, it was just the two. Of course, even that is under attack too, right? Because, you know, you've got all these, like, anti-EU parties around and stuff, and like, got populism in the EU just as much as everywhere else in the world. I honestly think humanity is just too stupid to be able to handle social media. We're going to kill ourselves because of it. We're just going to wipe ourselves out. James level brain rot. Wikipedia says he's 80 and still alive. Wow. Isn't he in like a Thai prison or something? Or is he imprisoned in the UK? Didn't he do it? Was it like Thailand, Cambodia, something like that? It was like Southeast Asia, where he was doing his doing the dodgies. Great photo. It's like, oh, okay, I want to see the photo of him now. Gary Glitter, here he is. He looks so happy. That was when he was still railing kids, I guess. I don't think I actually want to read about it. What were his actual songs? Rock and Roll, Parts 1 and 2. Do You Want to Touch Me? Okay. In in the context of I love you, love me, love. I love you, love me, love. I've never heard of any of these songs. When was he? 2006. I feel like there was enough time that I was alive before his crimes were revealed. Oh no, he was convicted in 1999 and then convicted again in 2006. Yeah, I guess I was too young to have ever heard any of his music before they probably stopped playing it on the radio and stuff when his crimes came out, I assume. But maybe not, because they never stopped playing Michael Jackson. I guess he was never actually convicted of anything, Michael Jackson, was he? I'm glad they never stopped playing Michael Jackson. Great songs. Great musician. Shame about all the, the diddling, but nobody's perfect, as they say. Oh, God. Now it's dead, it doesn't really matter, does it? It would be a shame to rob the world of good music just because the person who made it was a cunt. I guess. Is that what I'm going with? Is my position on this? Sure. The UK just had to weaken the EU. Yeah, well, weaken themselves as well. Well done. Well done, Russia. Big win for Putin on that one, wasn't it? He fled to Thailand to get away, but they caught him. I see. If I were likely to be arrested, the last place I would want to go is somewhere like Thailand, where the prisons are infamously really bad. Right? But, I'm not... I don't know all the context. Maybe he had a good reason for it. Guess he did some fiddling there too. Probably. You heard Australia banned social media for kids under 16. Curious how it would be enforced. So that is currently a big point of discussion in Australia in general. People aren't sure how exactly it's going to be enforced. It's looking like either you'll have to give your ID or use biometrics to prove that you're an adult on social media. Some people seem to not like the idea. I think it's a great idea. I think it doesn't go far enough. They should ban everyone from using social media. Get them all off it. Fuck. Maybe not everyone. I think you should have to pass some kind of intelligence test or something to prove that you're not super gullible if you want to go on social media, you know? Like, because God damn it, I didn't want to do that.